Good morning, Saints. I'm Ruben Garcia, and welcome back to OLU Campus News, your source for what's happening on campus, in the classroom, and in our community here at the lake. We are now in February, and there is a lot to look forward to as we head deeper into the spring semester. As immigration concerns continue to make headlines across the country, San Antonio leaders are trying to clear up confusion here at home, and we wanted to know how OLU is preparing. City officials and more than 180 residents came together recently for a meeting at City Hall where Mayor Gina Ortiz Jones held what she called a transparent dialogue. The goal was to share the role SAPD actually plays when working with federal agencies like ICE and why the city follows certain legal guidelines.
It comes as no surprise that the city of San Antonio government would align itself with the genocidal agenda of the current administration as carried out by our modern-day Confederate Army, American Gestapo, through the targeting and kidnapping of our migrant relatives and anyone who would support the liberation of all peoples.
Our Lady of the Lake University is rolling out new degree programs after seeing its enrollment drop nearly 50% over the past decade. The university says it's responding by adding new business and health care degrees and launching a workforce readiness initiative that includes paid internships, faculty mentoring, and career training. University leaders say that changes are designed to better prepare students, many of them first generation and economically disadvantaged, for jobs immediately after graduation. Do you use AI or are you against it? Texas lawmakers are pushing to regulate AI in government and the tech industry. With AI tools embedded in everyday life, from customer service to chatbots and ChatGPT to predictive policing algorithms, Texas is seeking to place boundaries around the fast-growing technology by imposing a host of rules and appointing new sheriff in Texas digital town.
I think that is good that they're finally cracking down on AI and trying to put a stop to how much content is being made with it and like kind of regulating how people should use it in terms of that, because it's just like stealing people's jobs in a sense. I'm glad that they're doing this now.
Speaking of AI, Amazon is cutting jobs again, but this time the company says it's all about making room for artificial intelligence. The tech giant confirmed another round of layoffs this week, impacting several departments, including its streaming and retail teams. Amazon says the moves are part of strategic shift to refocus resources on AI development as it competes with Google and Microsoft in the race to expand digital assistants and automation. In total, thousands of jobs have been cut since last year, signaling that Amazon's AI push may come with a human cost. Want to go on a date but too busy to go off campus? OLU has you covered. Couples balancing school and dating life don't have to go far to have a nice date this Valentine's Day. Here are 5 easy ideas. You could hang out Soltivus Library for a study date, take a quick walk around the lake, eat lunch in the picturesque mall area, chill on the swings around campus or even do an art tour of the art pieces up in the main building.
And I thought that Lady of the Lake was a very beautiful campus with lots of nice places to sit and walk. It was a really nice place for dates, and I really enjoyed the trails and the bridges over the water.
Our scenic campus provides an easy way to spend time with the people you love. Whether that's hanging out at the library or a nice walk around the lake, Olu has you covered. San Antonio is getting caffeinated as the annual Coffee Festival returns to Travis Park on February 7th. The event brings together dozens of roasters from Texas and beyond, offering tastings, live music, foods. Organizers say this year's lineup is the biggest yet, a celebration of coffee, culture, and community. The biggest day in American sports is coming up. Fans from all over will gather around to watch the New England Patriots take on the Seattle Seahawks in Super Bowl 60. On February 8th at 6:30 EST time, the Super Bowl will take place at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California. The Juggernauts Seahawks will look to win their second ever Super Bowl, while the underdog Patriots will look to become the first franchise to have 7 Super Bowl trophies. The Seahawks are coming off of a hard-fought win against the Los Angeles Rams in the AFC Championship game. This makes it their first appearance in a Super Bowl since their heartbreaking loss to the Patriots in 2015. We spoke to one Seahawk fan here at Olu to see what it means for his team to have the chance to win it all.
Well, for me, it's special because I stopped watching football for a while, and I started watching it last year. When they were in the Super Bowl, I was 8, I believe. So this is gonna be a real experience for me.
Get ready to saddle up, San Antonio. The city's annual stock show and rodeo is just around the corner. The event kicks off next week at the Frostbank Center and Fairgrounds, bringing world-class rodeo competitions, livestock shows, and live concerts. Organizers say fans can expect classic events like bull riding and barrel racing, alongside family-friendly exhibits and Texas cuisine. Duke is suing its star quarterback, Darren Mensah. The university wants to block him from entering the NCAA transfer portal. Duke argues in the lawsuit it paid Mensah for exclusive rights to his name, image, and likeness. The school asked a judge to block him from leaving until the two sides could go through attribution as the contract specifies. A judge has denied Duke's request. This means Mensah can enter the portal, but he is not free to actually enroll in another school until the matter is settled. According to the lawsuit, Duke's ACC rival, University of Miami, is pursuing Mensah. The San Antonio Spurs tour into Houston was a failure because they got satisfied. They lost interest in guarding the three-point line. It was their second matchup for the season with the Rockets, and now they are even with 2 outings to go. The first quarter ended with a 39-28 lead as their hot three-point shooting carried them and made up for struggles in the lane, while the Rockets were getting nearly everything at close range. The Rockets then started playing with more urgency, quickly erasing all of San Antonio's cushioning early in the fourth quarter. The Spurs suffered and couldn't get it together after Houston's comeback. With the 2026 Winter Olympics right around the corner, preparations in Italy are officially kicking into high gear, and 2 familiar faces from the hit series Heated Rivalry are about to step into a whole new light. The show launched actors Hudson Williams and Connor Story into overnight celebrities. They've hit the Golden Globes stage, made the rounds on late night TV, and now they're headed to Italy for the Winter Games. HBO Max announced that the duo has been chosen as torchbearers for the Olympic flame ahead of the opening ceremony. In Olympic tradition, torchbearers represent connection between the game's ancient roots and the modern competition we see today. The torch relay is already underway and will officially wrap up in Milan on February 6th, just before the games begin. Lawsuits over weight loss drugs are growing. More than 4,000 individual plaintiffs are now part of consolidated cases. They are algae, GLP-1 drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy cause complications like so-called stomach paralysis. The drug makers say the medicine is safe. They point to benefits around obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. February is National Heart Health Month. With the cold weather in February, it's good to raise awareness about how it can affect your heart. Whether it's shoveling snow or de-icing your car, winter weather can be hard work, especially for your heart in the cold. Our bodies are also working to maintain core temperatures, straining the heart as blood vessels constrict. Blood pressure and heart rate both rise. For those who already have heart problems, it can be dangerous. This is why we tend to see a number of heart attacks or cardiac consequences when people are shoveling snow or doing a lot of heavy effort, high intense work in cold weather or snowy conditions. To protect your heart, do not underestimate the weather. If you go outside, dress in layers and wear sweat-wicking clothing. Cover areas that lose heat, like ears and your head. Put on thick wool socks and gloves, and be aware of red flag symptoms.
Especially with the ice, and then the freeze, and then all of that. I've had an experience where I froze, I tripped on frozen ice, so I try not to take any chances.
January was National Blood Donor Month, and today an urgent plea from the single largest blood supplier in the U.S., the American Red Cross, has declared a severe blood shortage, which it says could impact life-saving care for patients across the country. Extreme weather canceled blood drives, and the highest respiratory illness levels in more than 25 years has led to low blood supply levels. This has delivered a devastating blow to the nation's blood supply. There's no time to wait. Book an appointment now to give blood by using the blood donor app, visiting redcrossblood.org, or calling their number. Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, is apologizing for years of controversial anti-Semitic remarks. He says mental health struggles played a role, a topic that resonates with many Olu students. Ye published a letter in the Wall Street Journal titled "To Those I've Hurt." In it, he says he has bipolar disorder and admits he lost touch with reality, saying he regrets things he said and did. Ye says he hit rock bottom a few months ago and finally got help. He states he is not a Nazi or anti-Semite and apologized to both the Jewish and black communities. Ye says he is now in treatment, including medication and therapy. Mental health advocates say open conversations like this can help reduce stigma, especially among college students. Olu offers counseling services for students in need. Hey students, do you have your measles vaccine? Measles are spreading across college campuses. The U.S. is coming off a record year for measles, with more than 2,000 cases reported in 2025, the highest in over 3 decades. The CDC says most patients were unvaccinated, with major outbreaks in Texas, South Carolina, and along the Arizona-Utah border. New clusters have already reached college campuses this year, including Clemson in South Carolina, prompting isolation orders and contact tracing. Health officials urge students to check their MMR vaccine status to help prevent further spread. Listen up, Saints. A major change in health insurance could affect your budget this semester. Federal numbers show a noticeable drop in Obamacare signups. 22.8 million people enrolled, in which is about 800,000 fewer than last year. The reason? Extra financial support that kept insurance prices low for the past few years ended in December. Without those subsidies, monthly premium prices are rising again, and for students already stretching every dollar between tuition, rent, and food and gas, even a small bump in cost can make staying insured feel out of reach. If you depend on an Affordable Care Act plan for any services, this is a good moment to review your options and check whether you still qualify for financial assistance. Staying covered matters. A quick check of your plan can now save you stress later, especially when the semester gets busy. Live It Up greens are a popular favorite on campus. Well, too bad. Throw it away. We have a big recall to tell you about. Stores in at least 21 states are taking Live It Up Super Greens powered supplements off these shelves. That's due to a multi-state salmonella outbreak linked to the product. The recall includes the original and wild berry flavors. The products were also sold on the company's website as well as through Amazon and Walmart. At least 45 cases of salmonella are linked to the product. 12 of those people were hospitalized. You can get more information about the recall at fda.gov. The Education Department is hitting pause on its plans to garnish wages of student loan borrowers in default. Also being delayed, the seizures of tax refunds and other federal benefits from those who have student loan debt. The collections were set to begin in January. In a statement, education officials say the temporary delay will give them time to implement reforms to the student loan system. However, it's unclear how long the garnishments would be paused. The department has previously said that more than 5 million borrowers were in default and nearly 4 million were delinquent. Hey students, who here has credit card debt? President Donald Trump is pressing Congress for a 1-year cap on credit card interest rates at 10%. He says high rates make it harder for Americans to pay down debt and save for homes. Economists warn that the cap could limit access to credit or add new fees, and Republican leaders aren't ready to back it. For students, lower rates could impact credit scores, monthly payments, and future financial plans. An Amazon executive shared the reason why he believes prices on many items the realtor offers have gone up in recent months. Amazon CEO Andy Jassy blamed higher prices at least partially on President Donald Trump's sweeping tariffs. Jassy says Amazon stocked up on inventory ahead of the administration's tariff announcement last spring, but that supply ran out in the fall. Amazon is working with its selling partners to keep prices down, but there are only so many options to do so. The new assigned seating policy for Southwest Airlines is now in effect. Travelers can pick their seats in advance for an extra charge on flights. Purchase options include the ability to select seats with extra legroom. Other flyers will be assigned a seat at check-in. It's a big change for the airline, which used to let passengers choose any option seat once they board, or any open seat once they boarded. The boarding process will also change. A passenger's boarding position was based on frequent flyer status check-in time and whether they bought a preferred boarding add-on. Now the airline will board by group like most other carriers. The airline started booking tickets under the new policy in July for flights beginning Tuesday. If TikTok is part of your daily routine, listen up. The app's concise parent company has officially agreed to spin off TikTok's U.S. operations to American investors. This wraps up a long back and forth that started back in 2017 when President Donald Trump pushed to ban the app over national security concerns. The deal was finalized just one day before the deadline the administration set, and TikTok signed off last month. For users, nothing major should look different. Your feed, those you follow, your account will all be the same, but the algorithm behind you for your page could shift a bit as the new U.S. ownership takes control. TikTok says the goal is to keep the app running safely in the U.S. Did you know the popular YouTuber Markiplier self-financed and self-released a horror movie based on an indie video game? Iron Lung was produced, written, and directed by Markiplier, who it also stars. Based on the breakout indie horror game of the same name by David Szymanski, it It is set to captivate audiences with its intense, claustrophobic narrative. The story unfolds in a stark post-apocalyptic future following the Quiet Rapture, an event that causes stars and habitable planets to vanish. A desperate attempt to explore an ocean of blood on a desolate moon unfolds when a convicted individual is sealed inside a decaying submarine nicknamed the Iron Lung. Thank you for watching today's news. See you later.